Hello, and today we're going to be going over the most hated ships in World of Warships to fight against. So, this is kind of like a community hatred. So, if you're seeing this ship on the enemy team, you're just dreading your life when you see this ship, right? These are the ships that when you see them, you dread the match, you don't even want to be in it. So, let's just hop to it. So, the first ship, this is going to be like a top 6 ship list. So the ships I'll be showing is going to be in order. So let's start off real quick. So the first ship that I hate seeing on the enemy team is a Libertad, right? When you see this thing on the enemy team, you know damn well this thing's about to run through whatever the hell flank you're on, and it's going to melt every stinking ship that's over there, right? Nothing you can do about it. This thing is so maneuverable. Its secondaries are legit just battleships, like cruisers on the side. You see this thing, you gotta stay super far away from it. And if you don't, you're just dead. Like the guns, like yeah, they can smash, but the secondaries are what really make this thing a true menace to fight on the enemy team. It's such a menace. Another ship that is also, I think, in the 6th slot as well is the Thunderer. If you see a Thunderer on the enemy team, like you can't even push the flank that dang thing is on, right? You try pushing into a Thunderer of all things, yeah, he's gonna do like 15k a salvo with just the HE, and if he's smart and switches to AP when you're closer, oh my lord, you're just dead at that point. The ship is legit easy mode to play. Same with the Libertad. You see these on the enemy team, you're done. You're just cooked. All right, so number 5 on this top 6 list is going to be the Smolensk, right? I remember some of you may not remember the days back when you could actually build into range on the Smolensk and the skills, but back then this ship was such a menace to society. This thing's got 16 guns on it with 4.5 second reload. Like, look at these guns, dude. Like, who would design a cruiser with like aircraft, like anti-air guns that can actually shoot 16 kilometers? Or back then it was longer, like 18 kilometers. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. This thing is a fire starting destroyer shotgunning machine. If there's a destroyer within 8 kilometers of this ship, it's just dead, dude. Like, you ain't living. You're absolutely cooked if you get anywhere near this ship in a destroyer. And if you're in a battleship and you're within 12 kilometers of this thing when it starts farming, your only chance of living is to legit just run away. That's it. That's your only chance. Your only chance is to legit run away. If you try to push that thing and you don't have like a radar ship to spot, you're absolutely cooked. You're absolutely destroyed. You're going to get decimated with just how fast this thing will absolutely melt you. Absolutely. So, number 4, there's actually 2 ships on this one. It's the Benham and the Jager. These both take both the slots for just a tier 9 destroyer torpedo nuisance. The Benham, it gets 6, I don't know why this was even a thing. This thing gets 16 torpedoes, by the way, 16 with a 72 second reload, and there's 8 torpedoes per side with a 10.5 kilometer range. So this thing just does absolute circles. Like, it just does circles and launches torpedoes indefinitely. And these things pack a punch. They do 15,000 damage. These things pack a wallop. You see this thing on the enemy team or the Jager that has 12? It has, but yeah, it's 12. It has 12 torpedoes. These don't really pack as much as a punch as a Benham, but the fact that these things can go 90 knots and have a 12 kilometer range and it has a 72 second reload, absolutely insane. You can just like single launch these, not single launch, you can just launch one of the tubes off at a time and just have indefinite torpedoes going at the target. Just over and over and over and over, never ending. Same with the Benham. That's why these both are number 4 on this list. Like, these things are absolute menaces for a flank. Whole flanks will legit just run away from these two, because that is the only way to avoid their torpedoes, is legit run away. If your destroyers get killed early and these things are left on your flank, just say goodbye to your flank. They aren't staying anywhere near. They're never going to be seen from again. And these little monsters with their 5.4 concealment and this one should be like 5.9 when you build into it. Absolutely monsters to deal with. The thing is that the Jager is still available in the game, and so is still able to be gotten. So these things are a lot more common now. But back in the day when Benham was available, or when there's more people playing it, absolute menace to society, dude. Absolute menace. All right, so for number 3, Hildebrand. And like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. When you see this ship on the enemy team, you're a destroyer, you know you're just absolutely cooked. Like, you're cooked. If this cruiser is on your flank and you see one of its squads flying around towards you, you're done as a destroyer. You're never going to be able to have any moment of peace in that match and not being spotted at all, period. You want to know why? Because of those torpedo bombers. They have a 76-second preparation time, by the way. 76 seconds. So while it's up in the air flying around perma-spotting you, there's already going to be another squad back there by the time it's done. And it's just going to go back and perma-spot you over and over and over again. So good luck. If you don't have smoke, you're just cooked, dude. 100%. Bombers, yeah, these things are legit one of the most accurate bombers in the game, and these things can nuke destroyers. Like, I mean, like 15,000 damage, like cook, like absolute cook. And the thing is that on NA in particular, like in the nighttime, when a lot of the Asia server will come and play on NA, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, any NA players know exactly what I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see 2 Hildebrands per match. You're just done. You're cooked. Like, you're not doing anything in that match. You are running for your life. You're perma spotted. These things are going to be behind the island. You're not going to be able to shoot them. So you're just cooked. If there's a CV in the match plus this thing, you're just going to lose. You ain't going to win. It's a pure suffering match dealing with Hildebrands on the enemy team. You're not going to have any fun. Pure suffrage, 100%. So for number 2 is going to be aircraft carriers. What people most hate to fight against is aircraft carriers for number 2. And you're wondering what number 1 is going to be. It's going to be subs, but let's just talk about the CVs. So there are a lot of aircraft carriers that when you see them, you know you're just absolutely cooked when you're fighting against them. But for tier 8, I know I didn't show it. It's on this list right here. But Kaga has to be one of the top most annoying carriers to fight against. Just because as a tier 8 ship, you can legit shoot down a whole squad over and over and over again. And that damn thing never runs out of planes. That thing has the largest reserve of planes in the game. It's absolutely insane, just the fact that it never runs out. And we're talking about the Kaga, by the way. That thing is an absolute menace to this game. And if you're unlucky, if you are the most unlucky person ever and you're dealing with a double CV game and both are Kagas, you're just done. You're cooked. You're losing that match. 100%. You're losing it. You ain't winning that match because they're never going to run out of planes. And there's almost no way they're going to let you kill them. They're going to be at the back of the map, and you're just done. You're cooked. You're done. If you're a destroyer player, at least you can do a better job dodging, but you're going to be perma-spotted the whole time. Cruisers, you're dead. Battleships, you're going to get torpedoed to death. Yeah, good luck with that, 100%. Anyway, so moving on to the actual most annoying CVs to play. Yeah, Nakhimov. I don't know who thought it'd be a good idea to make it where these things get like an engine boost at the start, and then the fact that they attack hull at one squad, which makes it where they're almost they're literally immune to fighters. So they just do their whole attack once, and then once they're done, they instantly go back, and they don't get even if the fighter attaches, it doesn't kill them. Yeah, I don't know who designed that, but that's it breaks the laws of the CV mechanic 100%. The fact that it has just one attack per, like whenever it does like a squad, it does one big attack. That legit breaks the whole balance of the whole CV mechanic and the fighters and everything. It breaks that whole thing. And what makes it worse is the fact that these things get an actual, like, a jet boost at the beginning. So they have these little boosters that push them like 12 kilometers or so, like away from the carrier. So if you have one of these things sitting at an island and you're 13 kilometers away, yeah, you're going to be attacked every 30 seconds or less by the CV. And the fact that the way that these things are designed, you're really not going to shoot them down that much because of how fast they're going and how, like, in and out they go. Like, once they do an attack, they're instantly back to they're out of anti-air range, like, instantly. You aren't going to shoot down a lot of them, and it's just going to be an infinite attack squad over and over and over and over again until you're actually dead. That's why in ranked, a lot of the time, Nakhimov is legit. If there is a tier 10 CV, Nakhimov is such a menace to fight against. The only thing that can fight a Nakhimov is normally an Essex. Essex has its own smoke screen, of course. It has two sets of smoke screens on the attack fighter and then the bombers. So it can smoke up its teammates, and it can also... oh yeah, sorry, and also has amazing fighters. So the Essex is a great team coordinated CV for the enemy team. So if you see this thing on the enemy team, yeah, it can smoke up its cruisers or farming ships and spot for them as well. So if you are a destroyer or a cruiser going near a cap, but all of a sudden you just see this long smoke screen going along and you're just perma-spotted being farmed and you can't do anything about it, yeah, that's pretty much an Essex. That's an Essex experience. And the fact that it has two infinite squads of the attack fighter and the bombers means that no matter what you do, you're never going to shoot down all the planes. So you're going to be suffering that whole time, which is why to me the Nakhimov and the Essex are the two most annoying CVs to deal with at tier 10. If you're talking about tier 8, it's going to be the Kaga, and tier 6 and 4 don't really matter as much for CVs for that tier. But for tier 8, 100% it's going to be the Kaga or the Porita or the Chakalov for tier 8 CVs. All right, so everyone can agree that the most annoying class in the game, the most annoying thing to fight in the game right now is a freaking U-45, dude. I cringe just seeing the U-45 on the enemy team, dude. Just seeing this damn thing. Like, this ship was originally, when it was first win the testing, everyone, like, before, like, when the stats were being released talking about this thing, we were like, what the fuck was Wargaming thinking trying to release this ship? We were like, why the hell would you make a sub go as fast as this thing can? We don't understand why they did, and they brought it back even after all of us are like, please do not add this submarine to the game. Please do not. It is one of the most broken things in the game with how fast it can go and just how many torpedoes it has. This thing has 10 torpedoes, 4 at the front and 6 in the rear. This thing is designed to legit run away with the 6 torpedoes at the rear and just outrun you and permanently torpedo you over and over and over again, and you're just not able to catch it with how fast it goes. Any battleship player knows when you're trying to deal with this thing, you're just cooked. You're absolutely destroyed. If your submarine isn't around you to help, you're done. If your destroyers aren't able to, like, catch it early, which, you know, the magical submarines can just dive at the start and then go across the map and then pop up behind you. This is what that thing literally does, where it will go underwater at the beginning by, like, the middle of the map, and it will dive past your whole team and get behind you and just start farming the living crap out of you the whole match, and you're just suffering. There is no fun and engagement to be had when this submarine is in your match. None at all. None. Zip. Nada. So this was my ship. This was my list of the most hated ships in World of Warships to fight against. If you guys have your own list you want to give, I would love to see it. But this is my most hated ships to fight against in World of Warships. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and I will talk to you all later. See you guys in the next video.